So this is kind of a bare bones version here, but I'm going to show you, break it down nice for you. So the first chord is basically you take what would be called a B power chord. So it's the index finger on the 2nd fret. And I've got my distortion off just so we can hear the notes. We've got the 2nd fret on the A, 4th fret on the D, and pinky on the 4th fret of the G. That's a B power chord. But then what he's doing is he's adding this open B string here and the high E on the intro chord. And that would be called a B suspended 4th. So that's the first chord. So it goes that kind of thing. Then the next chord is actually just, if you took an F sharp minor chord, that's the chord, that's implied. But what's going on is instead of it being a bar chord, we're still getting some of these open high strings for some shimmer, some extra shimmer. So we're going to do 4th fret on the A string, 4th fret on the D string, index finger on the 2nd fret of the G. Watch this. So you still get that open B and high E, so it's almost what you would consider a pedal, because you have it on the first chord. And then the second chord, these two fingers move up, and this one moves over, and then you have this open string still. But the thing is, there's an F sharp in the bass there. To really, especially if you're playing guitar by yourself with this song, it's kind of, you want it in there. So one option is to just forget the open strings and play an F sharp bar chord, or you can play what I taught you, which is the right chord, and get your thumb over to the 2nd fret to get that bass note in there. What's actually easier for me, and this is not really proper guitar technique, is to just stick my middle finger over there. I think my option is to just not play a bass note there. So you got. The next chord, we're going to take an E major chord. But one of my favorite things in rock music with the E major chords, it's like the ultimate rock chord, is to, with your index finger, don't press down there. I mean, it's an AC/DC move. And then strum the whole guitar, so you get, once again, that pedal, the B and high E. So that's with that note muted. If I press down, it's just a little less muddy. So those are the chords of the intro and the verse, with a slight variation I'll show you. So here's the chords for the intro. Just kind of keeping the rhythm fairly steady. So if you're a beginner, you could start with down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So there's what would be called a little octave part, meaning it's the same note, octaves apart, the higher and the lower version of the same note. And you can go like this. This is the other guitar part in that intro. A little distortion. And so what you're doing is you're playing the 2nd fret of the A and the 4th fret of the G, and then the real art to it is that everything else is muted, including the string in between. Actually, those high notes should be muted. But I kind of focus on not even strumming those higher notes. I just kind of strum the A, D, and G together like a chord. And I let the tip of my index finger mute this top E string here. So we got slides up a whole step. Check it out. So what we have to do is once we slide it up, we're going to do a little half step pull down like a bend. And then it alternates. Sometimes it goes 5-4 on the E string at the end of that line. It's like a little tad. Okay, the chords of the verse are really the same thing, except that first chord, instead of letting the open strings ring out, he bars it. So you get what's called a B sus2 instead of a sus4. Don't worry about that. It's like a bar chord version of that very first chord. Basically, the chorus, I think, is still the same thing. Yeah. What am I doing? So same thing, verse, chorus, it's all the same. And then, make my way back. It's a G power chord. So you got the 3rd fret on the E string there. So there's a bridge, and it starts with the first chord, the B sus2 or sus4, but to a G power chord. So then a D power chord, so it's the fifth fret of the A string power chord. So check it out, we got then it right to that E power chord. And then the second time it's just G, A to that B again. So check it out. That helped. Alright, well, I didn't dance with robots in that lesson, but hopefully you still dug it. And you can sign up for that ebook down there. Hope you got some cool little key points of the song, and I also hope to see you in the next lesson.